a movie I have to watch every couple of years.
I love this film for many reasons.
Every frame really is a piece of art.
But it's really storytelling done so well.
It's just a great movie.
And essential. Field of Dreams, 1989. This is a baseball movie that really isn't about baseball.
This and Bull Durham, which Kevin Costner did, both baseball films, are just my favorite of his.
One of the treats of this movie is Burt Lancaster in probably the last important film he was ever in.
The quote in the movie is not, "If you build it, they will come," it's, "If you build it, he will come."
I have just created something totally illogical.
That's what I like about it.
Am I completely nuts? Huh?
Not completely. It's a good baseball field, Ray.
Field of Dreams, 1989. This is one of those movies that I think is an essential on many levels. The emotional impact that it has for many people, I think, is important. It's a baseball movie that's not really about baseball at all. Baseball's always been a difficult thing to translate into film, and this isn't really about baseball as much as it is about relations and everything, but it had an effect on me, somewhat like Stella Dallas did on you.
Yep, I want to hear about that.
The relationship between the mother and the daughter. I think that there's almost every fellow in the world probably had a relationship with a father that they would love to have extended more, or you'd love to have known your father as an adult, or just have a relationship with him. And I never had that with my father. So it kind of affected me, the character of Kevin Costner in this movie, like Stella Dallas and her daughter did to you.
Well, I think that's, you know, the big part of it is not just the difference between boys and girls, men and women. It's wanting to approach, for once in your life, the relationship with a parent from an adult perspective.
Right.
Because we're coming at it from children, so there's vulnerability and guilt and pain and need and love and adoration and, you know, confusion and wanting closure and all of the wonderful emotions that come towards your parents, loyalty like no other relationship you will ever have, and how amazing it would be to have the opportunity to be an adult with your parent, which is what you said that really struck me.
And as a kid, you're not focusing on the parent as much as you're on your needs and what you need from the parent. And it's that emotion that this conjures up, and I think it's got a wonderful cast. Kevin Costner was never cast better.
Yeah, and Kevin Costner had a really great career.
Right.
And then went on to be an amazing filmmaker as well.
Yes. And you also have James Earl Jones in this movie playing J.D. Salinger, actually, although they don't call him that.
That's right.
And you've got Burt Lancaster, and what was the last important film he was in?
And Amy Madigan, who plays his wife, who was such a great actress. I really, really liked her.
It's also got one of the most misquoted lines in a movie. People always say, if you build it, they will come. But the line is actually, if you build it, he will come. And that's a big difference.
If you build it, he will come.
All right, that's it. Huh? Who are you, huh? What do you want from me?
And that's also a famous line from Teddy Roosevelt.
Right.
Having been such a famous line from such a famous man back in the day, this film really revitalized that kind of thinking. And this did become just such a catchphrase in the culture for so many years.
Yeah.
And you're right, people tweaked it a little bit, but it became a way of like a carpe diem or, you know, something to succinctly say, hey, if you create it, things will happen.
Right.
So if you build it, they will come was just ubiquitous.
Well, let's see the movie.
Okay.
Here it is, directed by Phil Alden Robinson from 1989, Field of Dreams.